Hi all, Brad Wright from the Single Malt Whisky Club here, and this month a couple of fantastic cask strength expressions for the club. And it doesn't matter if you like a bourbon or a sherry matured whisky, this month we have you covered whichever way you lean. Our malt of the month is none other than the Arran Quarter Cask, the Bothy. And for those who rather a sherry finish, a 2010 vintage Mortlach from Signatory Vintage, finished in a first fill sherry butt. Both Scottish, both non-chill filtered, both cask strength, and both of them absolutely delicious. So the Bothy hails from the Isle of Arran. The Bothy is named for the small cottages that commonly held illicit stills on the Isle of Arran back in the day. And how many illicit stills were there? Well, there were at least 50 known to have existed due to the meticulous record keeping of a 19th century Arran stillmaker. Now, the Bothy is also known as the Quarter Cask. And this is a cask with some of the staves removed to make it smaller. Back in the day of illicit whisky production, quarter casks were often used to mature and transport whisky as they were smaller and easier to hide. So, the Bothy is matured in the finest ex-bourbon barrels before undergoing a secondary maturation in 125 litre first fill bourbon quarter casks. These fresh barrels obviously have a lot of flavour to impart, and that process is accelerated by the small volume to surface area ratio of the quarter casks. So how does it taste? Well, just to note, cask strength, so I have added just a slight drop of water and I've let it sort of air for about 5 minutes before this. So how does it taste? Well, firstly, we can see it's a lovely bright straw colour. Very indicative of the bourbon barrel maturation. So on the nose, I get fresh pears and pineapple. It's alongside a real grassy note with real fragrant florals and also a vanilla kick there. On the palate, wow, it's a veritable fruit salad. There's apples and pears. There's even some banana notes, all smothered in a baked vanilla custard. And the finish, that sweet vanilla, it just goes on and wraps around oak and citrus notes. Oh, it's sweet and crisp. Touch of water definitely opens it up and really tames that high ABV from it being a cask strength. Yum. Oh, that's good. Now, on to our optional extra. And here's one for our sherry lovers. From legendary indie bottlers Signatory Vintage, the Mortlach 2010 vintage, aged 11 years. Now, not much to find out on the initial maturation of this one, which probably means bourbon cask, but its final 15 months has been spent in a first fill sherry butt that really gives this sherry bomb its oomph. Not that Mortlach needs much oomph added. It is, after all, known as the Beast of Dufftown, famous for its big, meaty spirit, stemming from its, I guess, rather confusing 2.8 times distillation. Have a look at our write-up for that explanation. It's way easier with a diagram, let me tell you. So here it is. There's that colour. It's a deep, sherry-tinged reddy brown, just as you'd expect. On the nose, oh, yep, rich, stewed, fruity and lush from the get-go. It's dried fruits abound, but there's a deeper, almost savoury quality lurking in the background here. On the palate, oh, big, fruity sherry flavours galore here. If you're missing Christmas pudding already, then you'll love this one. All the fruitcake, spices, rich red fruits, chocolate and coffee notes you're craving right here. Oh, that finish is lovely and lush, chewy and long. Those fruity notes just keep going on the back of peppery waves. And that lovely oiliness just keeps that finish going all over your mouth. Oh, yum. So there they are, our big offerings for April. A big bourbon blaster or a super sherry bomb. Both fantastic whiskies, both cask strength, and both absolutely delicious. Get one, get both. Go on, get both. I'm getting both. Up until next month, I'm Brad Wright from the Single Malt Whisky Club. Slanjava. Oh, that's good.